Well, hello everybody guys. Welcome again to another edition of OBS tutorials here for Waco ISD with myself, Mike Jones. Hopefully you find this video helpful in your endeavors in creating videos for your classroom, but also allowing students to create their videos in your classroom as well. So what I want to do today in today's video is I want to fully create the scene that I made for my videos and that I use every single time, so that I don't have to click between scenes. I can just kind of set it up, hit record, and do my thing, and hit stop record, and done. Check it off the list, got a video. Because most of you are probably going to want it to be that simple. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a blank scene. So you're going to receive black, but I'm going to talk you through all of the steps, okay? But before I do that, I want to take a moment and we're going to go to the tutorial screen. So you will see that for a second, but I want to show you how I am playing music in the background of the video. So let's go over there and let's go check that out real quick. Alright, so here is my computer screen, here's my OBS program right here. What I have playing in the background is another application, and it is called Pretzel Rocks. You can access this through a web page. Just go to, you can just Google search Pretzel Rocks or pretzel.rocks, and you will play this in your browser. And this is just a music player. If you have the ability to download and install, you can download and install their desktop version. That's what I do here at home. But of course, on district devices, we don't quite have that availability to us without some extra steps. So you can also just play it through your browser. But the beauty of it is these menus here. I know it's kind of hard to see, but we can say instrumental only, which for students can be very good, including when they are taking a test, or if they're needing concentration music. You don't want to play anything with words too often, so that might distract them. It just kind of depends on your style. You can also click this. If it turns green, you turn on, you allow mature content, which of course mine is off. Okay. This mandatory for free users must stay on, but that's no big deal. And this one here, YouTube safe mode, if I click that and it's green or this kind of aqua color, this means that all of the tracks that are played by the player are safe for YouTube. It will not have your video get flagged for copyrighted material, which is fantastic. Great little tool. But the beauty of it is there's so many styles. Okay, you can play all of their music, stuff you have liked. They have rock. They have chiptune, which is kind of like computer-y sounding, a little more game-like video games. Some upbeat music, chill, epic, some mixed genre, hype, so a little bit of more energy, pop, happy, which I really love the happy station. Synthwave is more of an electronic music. Ambient, so some nature sounds in there. Hip-hop is really good. It's got some great little beats, especially with the instrumentals. Great for testing. And EDM is going to be one of those high-energy type music styles. So anyway, those are the stations, but I keep it on the happy station. It's a really good happy medium to everything. So you just open this up, start playing music, put it over to the side, and your scenes, you can see right here, is picking it up. And this slider can make the music get louder or softer, but you can also control it from the volume in here as well. Okay, so I'm going to turn this back down, and I'm going to turn this one back up. Okay, because I rather prefer to do it here in OBS because I can see my volume levels. I want my microphone up here, and I definitely don't want my music to be louder than me. So that's a great visual way to do it. Alright, so let's move that out of the way. Let's go big, and let me show you how I made my scene. So I'm going to talk you through step by step. Feel free to pause, rewind, do whatever you need to if you want to follow along as well. In my original video, there's a link to the Google folder, shared link, so that you can access all of these images yourself. Okay, so here we go. Let's go over to our demo. I'm going to add a source. First, I am going to add my background. My background is an image, so I'm going to click the plus sign in sources, find image, and I am going to get my menu. This is a new one, so I'm going to type in its title under create new, and I'm titling it classroom background. Okay, then I have to go and browse my computer for it. So if you went to the shared images link that I gave out. You will need to download those to your computer. Very simple process. Okay, and once we do, you just have to locate where you put it on your computer. So let me find mine real quick. I have them in a folder with a lot of my stuff for videos. And I now have, boom, my image. I'm going to hit OK because this is the one I want. Okay, again, you notice that it does not fill up the screen. So I'm going to make this image larger than the screen. And I'm going to make sure, okay, since I have done this before, it's a little bit easier for me to judge this. But I want to make sure there's a little bit of some floor. We want this wall and the one with the window, and we want the back wall to be fairly large. And I'm going to go ahead and lock that in place using the lock icon next to the source that I titled Classroom Background. And that makes it where it can't move. And of course, the eyeball turns it on and off. Next, I'm going to add another image. So I'm going to hit my plus sign, image. And let's go with my Blackboard. Let me go ahead and get that in there. So Blackboard. Browse my computer for where I saved those images. I'm going to hit open. And there it is. You see that this one is quite large. Sometimes you run into these when you do a Google search. All I have to do is just keep shrinking it until it's finally the right size. So I'm just clicking and dragging to make it smaller, then moving it more up. And so now we have our Blackboard. So we're starting to look kind of like a classroom. This is why I decided to go with this, to give some semblance of the classroom during this experience for the students. All right, now I want to include me into this. So I've already got my camera set up, but if you don't, you can hit create new, title what you want to call it, and then it will pull up. So here I am. Okay, but for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to turn off my filters, and these filters are what allow me to do my green screen, because I have a great fix for those of you who don't have a green screen to make your stuff still look realistic. Okay, so that's going to be just floating right here. All right, so now back into sources. Okay, we're adding more and more images, and I'm going to add a table. Okay, I would like to look like I am somewhere near a table. All right, because that just makes sense for a table to be in a classroom, especially a desk. So I found this image, a PNG, which means no background. Okay, so that way you see how my fingers right here, even though like you can see me in between, that's good. So I'm going to set this up with the tabletop kind of in here, and I'm going to resize it so that it kind of seems to make sense in the room and move it around. Okay, but there's a desk. Okay, since I'm not using a green screen, I don't need to worry about what's underneath the desk, because I have a little trick so that you don't have to do that. Now, if I was using a green screen, I would move the desk down, so that then that way it would look like I'm seated at the desk as I make my videos. All right, so we're going to keep adding some layers to it. I'm going to add another image, and I'm going to call this one laptop. All right, I've got an awesome image that I found on Google that you guys get to use of a laptop that is missing something in its screen. And see, this one is actually quite large as well. But you see how there's nothing in the screen of this laptop? Whatever is here in this area shows up. Well, guess what? I put this laptop here on the desk, size it, and I can now take me, resize me to fit inside of here. Okay, and now it looks like I'm video chatting the classroom. This adds, in my opinion, a point of realism for the students. Now, of course, my camera angle is higher because I like to raise my hands with some of the things that I do. I want to see my hands more, but you can bring it down and show more of your body, whatever you're comfortable with if you want to use a camera. Okay. Of course, you can bypass all of this and just do audio, find a picture of a wall, a blackboard, and you kind of have that classroom look already. Okay. But this solved my realism problem. I wanted the kids to be able to ground themselves in reality during these content videos. I didn't want it to be some crazy, like, oh, I'm floating in space. Like, that was more work that I wanted to do on a daily basis. But now, this makes sense, okay? At least to me. All right, we are almost done. We're going to continue to add some images. I'm going to add a little logo to my classroom, like a sign, a poster on the wall. I love science, since I am a science teacher. And I found an image on Google that I like for that. Okay, and I'm going to input it here in my scene. And we're just going to resize it to turn it into a poster here on the wall. Boom. You can put your school's logo. That's what I do. You can do all kinds of other things, but you can kind of make the space fun and cool. And you can even add animated things like GIFs that don't have backgrounds. They can kind of dance around and put those in there too. All right. So let me actually make this a little smaller. So I'm going to add a second one. Now, this is a new one that we haven't talked about here on the video series yet. This is called an image slideshow. So under sources, hit the plus sign. We're going to do an image slideshow. And I'm going to call this one classroom slideshow. And this can be all kinds of things. Okay. But what's different about this one, and let me actually, well, I can't make it slide over, but the settings you can kind of mess with. They do make sense, but it's the images. You'll have to scroll down in this menu, and there's another plus sign on the right hand side to allow you to add images. And so I am going to select multiples at once by holding the control key. And as I do so, I have now selected multiple image files. I can click the open button. All right, now you should see it here on screen. You can adjust the timings, but now I have this other set of images, and now they rotate through. So if you have concepts or images, or even take pictures with your phone of actual posters you have in the classroom, it can rotate between all those. So I'm just going to allow this to rotate through the images that I put in there. And we are almost done, y'all. We are almost done. The last thing we need is a way to present our presentation to the kiddos. And that's going to be over on the Blackboard. Most of us have a board that might have a pull down screen. You could go as far as to add the pull down screen if you want, but I'm going to add a display capture. Okay, I'm going to add a display capture, and you will notice that we're going to get the inception again. It's because I'm using my main display for this. But watch what happens when I move it over. Okay, out of the way. Now it becomes my computer screen. I'm going to resize it to be within the borders of the Blackboard. And let's say I have a slideshow. Now I put that on the screen. And when I present, no one is the wiser. It is now up on the Blackboard. I can click through. I can use the laser pointer and click through and talk through the presentation itself. All right. So here we go. I'm going to leave it on that slide, but that is a quick and easy kind of multiple ways, things that you can put into a scene to create some of this. So you saw that everything was images from Google except for this section right here. If you learn to search for what are called PNG, which means no background images, that's where the thing like this laptop and the desk came from, okay, that I'm currently sitting at, or it looks like I'm sitting on. You can just search Blackboards and you'll get the one that's over there. And you see my boundary, okay, I know that I can't point any further than that. These are all just pictures straight out of Google searches, okay? So there's lots of interesting ways to put together your digital space. My camera, okay, that is currently watching me, if I wanted to make this into a document camera, if you look at the things over here on our presentation, that flexible cam will allow you to bend that camera and look at your actual real life desk. So if you don't want to do your face, but you want to show somebody how to work a problem or build a flow chart or some kind of graphic, or do a manipulative, okay, that flex cam stand is very helpful for there. So Make sure to pause this video real quick if you need the program website, you need that Pretzel Rocks music, or if you would like to download the images that I just used to make this scene, plus a few more. They are at this link right here to be shared with you. Also, these QR codes here is for 2 different webcams. I prefer the first one. Okay, it's not a bad price. You are going to get some limited quality. Okay, you get what you pay for, but this is the better of the 2 in my opinion, but this is a cheaper option. Here's you a lapel microphone so that you can make sure that you have a microphone to be heard. A USB hub to plug all of these different things into. And then lastly, that stand if you want some kind of flexibility between a face cam versus a desk cam, or some kind of combination thereof. Or if you just don't have much space to work, you could set this flex cam up, get your angle on your camera just right. The way all you have to do is unplug your USB, and then when you come back to make your video, plug it back in, and nothing changes, nothing moves. Everything's exactly where you want it for the next time. All right. Well, that is going to be about it on how to create the scene that I make and I use in my videos. Of course, you can do your own. You can take this, you can tweak it, do whatever you want to with it. So let's go back to the main screen and let's wrap things up today. All right. So let's turn back on my filters to make things look good again, or at least step it up, because again, it can look good with backgrounds too. Okay. So don't take that as a end all be all. Alrighty. So, thank you so much for your time today. Hopefully that was helpful for you. This was a little bit longer, but those were step-by-step instructions on how to build the scene that I use to create my flipped classroom videos. You can also use them to do tutorial videos. If you know that you're going to have kids who are going to have trouble with the concept, you can do a couple of different activities through a video and things like that. And they really don't take too long to make. If you've got about 20-30 minutes, especially if you already have your scene built, then you're in pretty good shape. All right. In the future, I do hope to talk about and maybe demonstrate green screen ability. If you are going to the GT Cafe of Learning, that is going to be, I believe, August 6th. I believe it's at University High School, if I have my details correct. I will be there, and I will try to bring my green screen with me and demonstrate and talk to people about how I built mine. You can go buy things and do things all kinds of ways, but I built mine because I had specific goals in what I wanted in my green screen. So feel free to leave a comment down below. Oops. YouTube.com. Coach Jones, if you're watching this video somewhere else other than on YouTube. But be sure to put comments down below, ask questions. If you are interested in green screen, tell me what you think you might want to do with a green screen down below. I'd love to hear some of your ideas, and maybe I might steal some of yours. You never know. But also feel free to contact me at my email and on Twitter as well. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. I will see you next time. Hope you have a good one, and good luck on creating your own videos. I'll see you next time. Peace.